Hello, my name is Ronald Shirley. Today at JTech, I'm going to be showing you how to test a TPS sensor, or better known as a throttle position sensor. We're going to be testing resistance, we're going to be testing signal. I'm going to show you the diagram, what wires to check, for what to use. We're also going to use an oscilloscope and show the actual pattern when you open up the throttle plate and when you close it. Alright, now we're over at the computer looking at the wiring diagram for the throttle position sensor. If you see, there are three different wires. There's one different colors. There's one with a yellow with orange stripe. There's an orange wire and then a white wire. You'd usually find the throttle position sensor on the actual throttle body assembly, and it measures the angle of the throttle plate, and that's a potentiometer right there. But each of the wires, the white wire, if you see, would be the TPS signal, and then the orange is the ground, and the yellow and orange is the power. First, when you want to test the signal, you have the oscilloscope hooked up, and you have the negative cable or probe hooked to a solid ground, and you have the red or the positive lead on the white wire, which is the signal. And then when you're checking resistance with a multimeter, you want to have the positive on the power and the negative on the ground. And you want to have the harness unhooked from the sensor, and you just want to test the sensor itself for resistance. When you're testing the signal, you want to have everything hooked up. That means have the harness and the sensor hooked together. But when you're checking resistance, you want to do ground and power in a closed circuit, or with just a sensor. Alright, now looking under the hood, we've got our computer over here with our oscilloscope on it. It is hooked to this, which then has leads. One is hooked to a good ground over here on a bolt. The other one is hooked into the actual harness, the connector for the sensor, and it will read as you open the throttle plate like this. It will read on how open it is. And come over here to the computer over here, and we have three wires here. We have the yellow and orange, which is the top wire right there. We have the orange wire and the white wire. The white wire is the actual signal wire. The orange one is the ground, the sensor ground, and then the yellow and orange one is the power. So when you want to test the signal, like we were doing just then, you put it on the white wire. Now if you're wanting to test resistance, you'll put it on the yellow and orange one, and then the orange one. And that would be how you would test the resistance within the actual sensor itself. Alright, so now we're checking the resistance of the sensor itself. So as you see, we have the harness unhooked. We have our positive lead on our positive terminal. We have our negative lead on our negative terminal. See, the resistance currently is 0.3 ohms. It's varying between 0.3 and 0.4. I would say you would want to keep it below 0.5. 0.3 is a really good number. That is close to the spec. I believe it is in the spec, actually. But you just want to make sure that whenever you're doing these tests, that neither of the probes are actually in contact with each other, or else it will nullify any results that you get. You'll either get a overload or an open circuit.